Like a phoenix rising, you are taking this opportunity with every bit of energy and muster that you have, and you are flying, soaring through the air with it. Beautiful, vibrant souls, I am so grateful that we have come together for this collective message from Spirit. The first card that I pull is the Phoenix Rising. Spirit wants you to know that you will always be able to rise again. You will always pick yourself up and dust off the ashes and begin anew, and you will be stronger and wiser and more vibrant and full of energy and love each and every time. You are simply unstoppable. You will continue to cycle through struggles in life. This is just a part of our life. But there is so much value to be gained from it when we allow ourselves to see the potential. Yes, we will encounter difficulties and we will feel like life is not fair. And then we will have the opportunity to begin anew. And every time we begin anew, we're going to remember the times that we were struggling. We're going to recognize that there were these moments where we didn't know that we could continue, but now we are absolutely with 100% certainty confident that we will get up and continue on every single time we get knocked down. And there is a confidence that comes from that comes from nothing else. There is a knowing that nothing can take you down, nothing can truly break you. You might have some ups and downs, but nothing is going to knock you out. You're just going to keep growing and progressing and becoming stronger and more insightful, wiser and kinder and more compassionate. And you know why? Because when you look at somebody else's life and you see where they're at, you're going to remember some parallel in your own life. You're becoming a more compassionate and patient person because of these experiences. That is why you deserve to be the phoenix. That is why you are rising again. That is why you have seen what is ahead of you and you are just relentlessly going for all of these accomplishments, going towards these goals, making things happen for yourself. But you don't need to step on anybody or break anybody along the way because you know what that's like. So you're doing it with this integrity, dignity, with honor, with grace. And it is such a beautiful thing to witness. I am in awe of your resurrection. Beautiful, vibrant souls, we have a great severing here where there has been a disconnection from energy that has ripped you off of your cycle, ripped you off course from the life that you were meant to be living. There is some conflict here that needs to be addressed. There is some anger and bitterness and resentment that must be released. We are all human. We are all on this journey together. And while some of us may be more self aware, more conscious to the cycles of these energies, we are always going to come into contact with those who are here to learn from us. And when these conflicts develop, we have this tendency to want to immediately break and run and never address it again. But the Spirit has called us here to this message that wants you to soften. Soften to love is the message here. To remember where you came from, to remember who you used to be, to remember that we all have so much to learn while we're here on this planet. We're experiencing life and lessons, and there is inevitably going to be conflict and misunderstandings and difficulties and challenges along the way. It is unavoidable. But what we can control is our reaction. Our reaction to these situations, our remembering of who we once were and where we began, will allow us to consider the perspective of the person that is here to learn from us. We live by our example, not by what we say to them or how we respond to them in words, but in how we respond to them in our behavior. You can't say, I forgive you, and then still hold this sense of resentment and not allow that person back into your life. Spirit wants you to put yourself into a position of being open to receiving this apology, being open to receiving communication that creates a sense of understanding and mutual respect that allows this other party to see that there is another way to respond to conflict that doesn't involve more anger and more hatred and more negative energy. You are here to demonstrate that not every person responds to conflict in the same way. And you are here to solidify your own patterns of behavior and remember what it is like when you do release and forgive and allow these opportunities to change you and transform you into a better person. We have pulled the scarab beetle spirit to remind us that the magic works through us. Everything in this universe is energy. Every single thing that you observe and every single thing that has ever been perceived, even that is unobservable, is energy. That is the language of the universe, and that is what you also are composed of. We are just micro versions of the collective conscience. So it is through our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions that we are able to express ourselves through the energy, our movement. Dance is a beautiful way to release the emotions that you're feeling. Allow yourself to experience the universe in a kinetic way. So when we believe in ourselves, when we know without a doubt, and when we refuse to allow doubt to creep into these thoughts and to come out into these words, we are speaking the language of the universe. We are allowing the universe to communicate with us directly. We create pathways for the situations and the manifestations and the goals that we have to find their way to us directly. But is with our energy, with our love, with our experiences in joy and happiness and feeling blissful and contented in the ways that we are right now, finding little things to be grateful for, like the sound of the birds behind me, being able to share this message with you in this environment that I feel safe and comfortable, where I feel secure, where I feel loved. It is that energy, the language that the universe understands. And so it wants to communicate back to me that this is how I'm supposed to be. This is what we all deserve. It's going to provide me with even more of these experiences that allow this to occur, that allow me to sit here and embrace the beautiful situation that I have evolved into, the beautiful being that I have become through the result of the hardships that I've experienced. It wasn't easy getting to this point, but it was worth it. And I had to stay focused, and I still have to stay focused, and I have to manage my emotions, and I have to transmute that energy into what it is that I desire. We are all capable of this alchemy. This is what we are. This is our nature. So I welcome and encourage you to find ways to do this for yourself, however that may be. Remember that you are a being of energy. Everything in the universe speaks through you. Bless you.